Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know, I know. Okay, we know. I'm not going to say anything, please. Okay. Yes, everybody has seen that in the Mac Mini video that there's a new version of Final Cut Pro, upcoming version of Final Cut Pro that has text transcriptions, some kind of a magnetic mask or something. Yeah, we know that. That's you guys. You made that public. I know you made that public, though. I have to talk about it. That's what we're doing here live. Yeah. Well, okay, that's fine. Of course I won't say who this is. Of course I will not say who this is. I never say who it is. People can presume that, well, I won't say any more. Anyway, we talked about this for the last couple of weeks on Final Cut TV and Coffee, and it's exactly what happened. It's like a replay of 2016 when you introduced the new version of Final Cut at your Mac event, and then, but it doesn't come out. It doesn't. It's probably going to be the summit, right? I can't say anything. You're going to release it at the summit. Okay. Okay. All right. I won't say who this is. It's fine. You can call back anytime with more information about the upcoming version of Final Cut Pro. We all know it. You did a video this morning. It's on there. You didn't know that? You didn't know it was on the video? Well, it was. It's on the Apple website, YouTube site. Okay. Well, I'll see you in a couple weeks. All right? All right. Thanks for calling, Tim. Okay, so this is exactly the scenario that we talked about on Final Cut TV and Coffee for the last couple of weeks. We got a lot of people watching. We're approaching 100 people. Let's put up some of these. Maybe text-based editing is on the horizon, at least now. Long interviews and searchable. Yes, I believe that. Our friend Stefano says, there you are. So it's interesting. During Mac Mini announcement, Apple just confirmed auto captions for the new, well, captioning. Yes, we're gonna want to look at that. We're gonna look at that. I use Transcribe, and it's had some ups and downs. Keen to learn more about the Apple offering. Thank you very much. We got so many of these I can't keep up. Listen, the reason I do these is for everybody to be able to make comments and talk to people. Stefano says he loves this music. Yes, that is my music. That's my band performing an original song. It absolutely is. Hello from Jamaica. Now Richard makes comedies. I've always been making comedies. Send Tim a hug. Absolutely, absolutely. I will send Tim a hug. Oh, I can't say who it was. You're trying to trick me into telling you who it is. Greetings from Finland. So exciting. It is exciting. Now, here's the thing. It's Creative Summit's going to be up in a couple of weeks. 2 weeks. Creative Summit. 2 weeks starts 2 weeks from tomorrow. But 2 weeks we're going to see what this is about. Still haven't had any mention of the spatial tools, which I find to be interesting. Yes, I know you don't care about those tools, but I do. Yes, I personally don't care. I'm excited that you like it. I want features, and I want, just because I don't want it doesn't mean I poo-poo it. I mean, I want the spatial features for people that want it. It's just not important to me and not important to a lot of editors. 80% of the editors, when I polled on X, Twitter, didn't care about them. So, but that doesn't mean I don't want it for you. I want it for you. I don't think we have text-based editing coming yet. That's correct, perhaps. Song sounds great. That's my music. No need to pay for a subscription model. Then make sure affordable once-off plugins further enhance use internal built-in similar how to use a tracker. How about Matthew? That's funny. How about them apples? Absolutely. But this is what we've been talking about for weeks and weeks and weeks and months on Final Cut TV and Coffee. We get together every Saturday. We've been talking about this exact scenario. The scenario is, and we talked about it last Saturday. I'm going to play you a clip. The scenario is, in 2016, they introduced a new version of Final Cut Pro at the Mac event, the day before the Creative Summit. This is, they said, an upcoming version of Final Cut Pro, and they showed us on screen the version of Final Cut Pro. They showed it to us on screen. Upcoming version. Well, if they wanted to introduce it today, it would be out today. Upcoming means the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. We've only seen evidence of transcribing a sequence, no evidence of transcription of browser clips, much less text-based editing. We shall see. So, just captions, that's the big feature, you think? I don't think so. I think that's one of the features. And I think there's going to be text-based editing. 11, this is what we've been, haven't we been talking about this every Saturday for like weeks now? Final Cut Pro 11? Yes, I think it's going to be 11. Someone mentioned they saw magnetic masking. Yes, it's in the menu, the drop-down menu. Let me go pull that up. You're going to go for the M4 Max? Will be tempting. Well, let's put it this way. The fact that the Mac Mini has Thunderbolt 5, the Mac Mini has Thunderbolt 5, the Mac Mini Pro has Thunderbolt 5, and the iMac didn't mention Thunderbolt 5. So I wouldn't get an iMac under any circumstances, and I'm sure the MacBook Pro is going to have Thunderbolt 5. So between the Mac Mini, Thunderbolt 5, if I'm going to spend $3,000 or $4,000, I'm probably going to get a new MacBook Pro, the 16-inch. And I'll get the one with Thunderbolt 5, of course. They said version. I don't think they heard them use that verbiage recently. Got to be 11. Since Logic went from 8 to 11, it doesn't make sense that Final Cut wouldn't do the same thing, but they've got to have a lot of big features. It can't be just a couple of incremental features. Just called and asked me to write down what was being shown here. They watch this show. They know what's being shown. They watch it. I'm surprised to see Thunderbolt 5 in Mac Mini, Thunderbolt 5 Pro. Thunderbolt 5 is in the Pro Mac Mini Pro, not just a regular Mac Mini. So it's upgraded from that. Also a vertical viewer. I missed that one. How did I miss that? Let me just go over here real quick. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so new version of Final Cut Pro. Let's do this. Let me go over here. Pics. I'm not sure what's on there. We'll take that off and we'll put up this. So this is what the drop-down menu showed. Transcribe to captions and add magnetic mask. Add magnetic mask is something else that's new. So those are the two. I didn't see anything about the vertical. We're going to just play a little snippet of the video in a minute here. We got to get through these comments first, don't we? Yes, we do. Also a vertical viewer. Did you see that? Yeah, the viewer is automatically vertical if you're working in a vertical sequence. There you go. We need keyframe editor and Magic Mask on Final Cut Pro 11. Yes, it is. I didn't think I saw that. Magnetic Mask is AI enhanced rotoscoping. We'll have to see. 2 weeks. This is why you should be, if you get a chance, go to the Creative Summit. I didn't catch that yet. Let somebody else answer that. It's exciting. We've talked about this. We've been talking about this for weeks, months. And last week on Final Cut TV and Coffee last Saturday, I said in 2016, they showed Final Cut Pro, a new version of Final Cut Pro in the Apple event. They did the exact same thing today, which is what I was talking about, but it's not being released. They're going to let it be released at the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit with the appropriate people, the Final Cut Pro team, who watches this video. Final Cut Pro team, that's for you. We're going to see you in a couple weeks. I would love some native B-raw support, but would take whatever they're giving. If it's going to be 11, I'm going to presume that's going to be a big update, not just a little step. I was thinking to match March 2025, but now I'm thinking a Christmas gift. Yes, absolutely. No, I've never thought that. I thought that the Creative Summit was going to be the time they're going to show us the new version of Final Cut with the Final Cut Pro team. Who can better represent a new version of Final Cut than the team? Come on, give them some love. Absolutely. But anyway, will the captions be in a title form? It looked like the traditional captions, at least from what they showed. We'll have to see how that works. We don't know yet. We'll find out. Do you think Apple have done a controlled leak to tease users? They've done this. They did this in 2016. They did the exact same thing in 2016, except it was a day before the Creative Summit. I wouldn't hold your breath for B-raw support. Apple and Blackmagic work together very well, so maybe something will happen. We'll have to see. Just got this. It's Levi's blue jean jacket. I've had black ones for years, but I just decided to get a blue one. Thank you, Final Cut Pro team. Absolutely, Final Cut Pro team. You guys and gals watch this. So, Gabriel Spalding, man, I am holding. Absolutely. They said AI this time instead of machine learning. Absolutely. Look at this. Yes, I agree. I agree with that, Eric. I think the fact that they didn't have the Thunderbolt 5 in the iMac that I saw yesterday. So the fact that they introduced Thunderbolt 5, which I was hoping for in the new Mac Mini, they've got to have it in the 16-inch MacBook Pro. So yes, I believe that. Do we know if it requires Sequoia? I wouldn't expect that. I expect it to go back with at least one version, maybe two versions of the Mac OS. Any color correction enhancement? I think there's going to be more than just what we saw today, obviously, especially if they jump from 8 to 11, which I think since Logic did it, why wouldn't they? That Mac Mini is small thing. It's tiny. It's 5 inches by 5 inches. But if I'm going to spend $3,000, so Motion VFX already has a subscription-based auto capture feature for Final Cut Pro. Is traction? I don't want Motion VFX in their subscription. Get lost. I'm not interested in subscription. I have some Motion VFX plugins. I don't want subscriptions. Give me the option to buy it. Give me the option to buy it. I think new Final Cut Pro just for M Series Macs. I don't think so. I think it's going to be available for Intel Macs until Mac OS doesn't support Intel Macs anymore. Now, you're not going to get all the features, the AI features, except for all auto caption solutions out there. The usability is terrible. I don't know about all of them. But I think that the new version of Final Cut will also work on Intel-based Macs, just not the AI features. Some of those AI features are going to require a new Mac, M Series Macs. Look, we're approaching 100 live viewers right now. So, it's exciting times. It is exciting, exciting times. I do these live streams for everybody, Final Cut Pro enthusiasts. Nobody else is doing these live streams like this. We're gonna hit 100 viewers, if not live viewers, if not more today. So that'll be very, very cool. We like that. I hope that I don't have to change my M1 Max to use it. Now, I have an M1 Max too. No, I think you just need an Apple Silicon. I think Apple Silicon. Now, will it run more efficiently on a new current version? Yeah, of course. That's always the case. Terrible workflow. I've tried them all. Auto captions for Final Cut Pro. Okay, I can't verify whether that's true or not. This is really a big moment for Final Cut. Do you think Final Cut reclaimed top professional NLE? Well, I mean, if you're an avid editor in Hollywood, or if you're a Premiere user that uses it, Premiere in college, it's my preferred NLE. It's probably be most of the viewers' preferred NLE. Just got here. Will the captions be searchable by text? We don't know anything yet. 2 weeks at the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. 2 weeks at the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. That's my opinion. Have we got 100 yet? 96 live viewers. We'll be getting 100 here shortly. Might go up to 200. Who the heck knows? George says, captions are always searchable by text in the timeline index. There you go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So everybody that's tuning in, we have, last Saturday I said that I'd come back live. I said I'd come back live if there was any Final Cut Pro presence at these Final Cut Pro presence at this Apple event. We got it today. We got it today. Good news, Final Cut Pro. Good news. Good news spreads fast, of course. Absolutely. Captions are searchable in the timeline index, so AI just transcribes audio to normal caption, not animated like CapCut. We don't know. We don't know yet. It's good Apple tries to at least keep up when it comes to features. Other ones are already way ahead feature-wise. I've never worried about whether Apple's the top, or Avid's the top, or Premiere's the top, or whatever. That doesn't really affect what I use. I use what I use. I like Final Cut. For editing, I like Final Cut. I go to it. It's quick. It's fluid. It works great. But you're going to see videos that I edited in Resolve in a couple minutes because they already have captions. Like and subscribe, please like and subscribe over there at the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you very much. If they add some collaboration effort, they can take all my money. There you go. Absolutely. I do these for you. I do these for you. For the Final Cut Pro community at large. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good afternoon, our friend Sean Beckner. Will we have scene cut detection? Don't know yet. Do not know yet. Sebastian says, all M-series chips have the same features with the exception of ray tracing, which is M3+, but Intel will not support any of it and makes Sequoia mandatory. You think Sequoia's, well, for the AI features, perhaps, but not for just the version of Final Cut, I don't think. I would think this version is going to run on Intel Macs. As long as Mac OS supports Intel Macintoshes, I expect Final Cut will run on it, but not have the AI features. Auto captions are a good start. What's important to see that we will ultimately be able to do that data. Chat GPT integration. Yes, for the Final Cut Pro team. The Final Cut Pro team watches this live stream. I'm going to be seeing them in 2 weeks. I'll be in Cupertino 2 weeks from today, actually. The Final Cut Pro Creative Summit starts 2 weeks from tomorrow. And the first day is Apple Day. We go to Apple campus and get a presentation from the Final Cut Pro team, and we'll be able to talk about it on social media, typically immediately. There have been no restrictions for us talking about the new version of Final Cut Pro revealed at the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. Yes, AI features. Yes, exactly. I'm curious about the Apple approach to auto captions in Final Cut Pro. The Whisper Plus XML sucks. Okay. Do you group your clips in the browser a certain way by reel? I switch back and forth between a list view and a icon view, if that's what you're talking about. I switch back and forth. Sometimes I want the most current version. I go by date. Sometimes I just want to go alphabetically. So I switch around on how I group my clips. Now, you can make a, keyword collection very easily by grouping clips and naming it what you want. Exactly. That's what happened with Logic 11. Most new features are available on Intel Macs, but some stuff is M only. That's what I expect, because that's what they've done in the past. They didn't cut it off and say only the newest version of the Mac OS and only the newest version of the Mac. Regarding falling behind, I'll take events, keyword collections, ratings, smart collections over bins all day long. No one else comes close to this level of fluidity and efficiency. And in my case, the magnetic timeline, for the most part, and the live skimmer. I love the live skimmer in Final Cut Pro, which means it's in the browser, it's in the timeline. I don't have to click something and skim it. It's just live. So there's a lot of things. So you think 11 will be released then? I think that's a very, very good possibility. It would be very strange for me if they said, here's the brand new version of Final Cut 10.8.2 or 10.9. When Logic jumped from 10.8 to version 11, that is leading the path that Final Cut can do the same thing. They're both pro apps. So I think the possibility exists that it's going to be 11. I own the Mac Studio M1 Ultra. The Mac Mini could be a surprise choice for a travel Mac paired with AVP. Absolutely, absolutely. If they have text flow effect like any other, this would be killer. I think we're going to see some good stuff. I'm going to have to miss the summit. You're not going to miss it because I'm going to be reporting live from the summit. You're going to miss it in person. You're going to miss it in person, you mean? Yes. Look, there's 4 to 5 million, maybe we're approaching 6 million Final Cut Pro editors worldwide. Usually there's 150 to 200 people that go to the summit. That's kind of like what there typically happens. So everybody will be reporting on their social media accounts, of course. 102. We got 102 live viewers. That's fantastic. Love to see them add Stem Splitter in Final Cut Pro for music. It's in Logic, so probably not. They take captions quite literally, meaning industry standard caption. We'll have to see. Our friend Gabriel says, the skimmer is the best thing ever, and the way Final Cut handles audio channels is brilliant. So much easier to work with in India. I love the live skimmer. I mean, some people have half of what Final Cut Pro has. It's live some places, and other places you have to click. I like it live all the time. The way Final Cut is. The live skimmer is just phenomenal. If Final Cut doesn't have every feature that everybody else has, yes, it doesn't. No NLE has all the features. But it's the fluid editing in Final Cut Pro that I really, really like. The live skimmer is one of the things. There's other things. The magnetic timeline, I wish we would be able to turn that on and off, or like LumaFusion has an enhanced magnetic timeline, gives us more options. I would love to have 2 timelines available at the same time so I can drag from one into the other. Right now you got to switch back and forth, and left and right arrows and stuff. I'd like to be able to have 2 timelines the way Blackmagic has. You can have 2 timelines open. Yeah, I got a Intelligent Assistance caption animator is something that just came out with Intelligent Assistance. I just got a text from Philip, but I haven't had time to look at it because we had to do this live stream. All fact, Final Cut makes it simple. Just focus on the video. I really don't like having to travel all around the window just to do something. So speaking of that, I'd like to see a modal system where you can put windows different places in Final Cut. Instead of clicking in the timeline, going to the inspector, clicking here, clicking on a library in the browser and going all the way to the other side of the screen to the library, I'd rather just right-click on a library in the browser and have my options show up in a drop-down menu. It would be nice if they made the audio waveform redraw more instant. Still takes a while to redraw. Yeah, that's gonna, of course, we want more efficiency. Most of the features people complain about that were lacking affected the last 5% of your work. Final Cut makes the previous 90% remarkably faster and easier. Totally agree with you. Yes, 2 timelines would be nice. Premiere has that even better than Resolve. I mean, just so many times I'm copying from one timeline into the other, and in Final Cut I got to use the forward, backwards arrows, and sometimes I get confused. Sometimes the timeline disappears and it's not there anymore. Nah, I want to have 2 timelines open at the same time. I can drag and drop from one to the other. That would be phenomenal. That would be phenomenal. So we have 100 people. We have 100 people watching live, which is very cool. Go over there, like and subscribe over my YouTube channel. It helps with the algorithm stuff and all that. So let me play Roll Space Mixer. Anyone? Absolutely. Look, we don't know anything yet. We just know that Apple has confirmed there's an upcoming new version of Final Cut Pro. Okay? They've confirmed that. We know 2 things in the drop-down menu. That's all we know so far. Look, the Final Cut Pro team is going to show us this in 2 weeks from tomorrow. I'm going to say 2 weeks from tomorrow, Wednesday, November the 13th at 2 o'clock. That's my prediction, or 2:15. 2:10, 2:15, we're going to know about the new version of Final Cut. Whether it's 11, whether it's whatever. Hoping for the ability to make keyframes default to linear. I hope for the ability to make anything you want the default. Linear keyframes would be one. Dual mono or stereo and audio would be one. Let's have the ability to keep a setting as the default. Looking forward to using Final Cut Pro and the AV Vision Pro ultra wide screen once it's enabled. Absolutely. I think this is going to be an amazing summit. I sure hope so, Gabriel. Looking forward to seeing you there. Sorry. Got it. Is this the first time they featured a new version of Final Cut on a public video that wasn't at Summit? No. 2016, they did the exact same thing. 2016, they did the exact same thing. They had an Apple event with the Touch Bar MacBook Pro, and they said, oh, by the way, that's the new version of Final Cut Pro. The next day was the 2016 Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. So no, this is not the first time they've done that. They've done exactly the same thing. We talked about this exact scenario on last week's Final Cut TV and Coffee. All right, we got 100 people watching. Let's go over here for a second. This is last week's. You still have that. This is last week's Final Cut TV and Coffee. Just last Saturday. Listen to what we talked about. Unless they display Final Cut Pro using the Apple Intelligence, I hope we get something major. I think something major is in store. I think, well, here's the thing. Even if they release it this week, which would be kind of weird because the Creative Summit's only 2 weeks away, it's still within the proximity of the summit, and the Final Cut Pro team could still demo it. But I think they're going to let the Final Cut Pro team introduce it and demo it at the summit, even if they show it to us running on a new MacBook Pro. Okay, so it wasn't a MacBook Pro, it was the Mac Mini. This is what I was talking about last Saturday when you guys were all tuned in, guys and gals. They demoed it on a new Mac, just like they did in 2016, but they didn't release it. At least I don't think it's been released so far. This is what we've been talking about this for months, that this is a possibility that they could do. I mean, when they have a new MacBook Pro, the M4 MacBook Pros, right? Demo. They want to demo something new. They don't want to demo old Final Cut. That's 6 months old, 4 months old. We only had one update to Final Cut Pro in 2024 so far. One update, 10.8, and one bug fix in the last 10 months. So for the 10 months of 2024, one update, feature update 10.8, and one bug fix 10.8.1. That's all we've had. So I'm hoping they're saving up for a big update. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what we talked about we've been talking about it for a while, but last Saturday for sure. Our friend Brett says he still has that MacBook Pro. Speaking of keyframes, I wouldn't mind having some native Final Cut Pro reframe editing features that could finally replace AddMotion plugin. I have AddMotion, but I haven't used it in quite a while. Have not used it in quite a while. So, we are glad. Is this a surprise to anybody? If not, if you're watching Final Cut TV and Coffee, it's not a surprise. We've been talking about this for months. Creative Summit's coming up. New version of Final Cut Pro, maybe Final Cut Pro 11. We'll have to see. Look, I just think it's going to be Final Cut Pro 11. If it's not going to ruin anything. I'm just looking forward to a new version, but I think it'll be Final Cut Pro 11. That would be my bet. Apple with Final Cut Pro at least only required M chips on Mac, much better compared to iPhone's abrupt cutting even last year. Look at the leaves are coming down. I got leaves everywhere. I have to take care of these. I have to work on those before I leave for the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. All right, let's go over here. Let's play one more video, which is the video of the, I'm just going to play a little bit.
For tasks like speech-to-text processing, so you can use AI to instantly apply video effects and generate captions for a ton of posts with the upcoming version of Final Cut Pro.
So that's the announcement, the upcoming version of Final Cut Pro. It's not unexpected. We know it was coming. The question that I had was if they were going to show the version of Final Cut Pro at a Mac event. They just did it. Now, it's interesting that they did it on the Mac Mini. Mac Mini Pro, perhaps. The Mac Mini Pro's got Thunderbolt 5. This is the first Mac that's been announced with Thunderbolt 5. You'd think, but it runs on the new iPad Mini. Not with all the features. The iPad Mini does not have an M chip. It has an A17 chip or something like that. Buy Richard a coffee. The more coffee he drinks, the better his live stream gets. Thank you, Eric. Thank you very much. That's very true. The more... There's the actual... Let me pull that up and I'll put it on my live stream. I'll put it on the YouTube channel. Yeah, we're getting some cool. Let's see if that works. Yeah, there you go. buymeacoffee.com. Yeah. That works. That definitely works. Look at this. buymeacoffee.com. Look at Eric. Eric's bought some coffees. Lots of coffees. Daniel, FCP Shot, Learning Final Cut Pro. Daniel, again, see more. Coffees and coffees and coffees. That's very, very cool. So I'm going to use all of these when I'm at the summit. I'm going to be buying coffees. I'm going to be buying, there's a place called Habit. I guess it's Habit, Habit. They have, it's like the In-N-Out burgers. They have good hamburger, cheeseburgers, and they have French fries. It's very, very cool. It's walking distance from the summit, so very, very cool. Final Cut Pro users since version 1. After when in college and PC using, my friend showed me her iMac and iMovie and became an Apple obsessed that moment. iMovie was my gateway drug back in '99. Absolutely. I use iMovie a little bit, but I think I started on Premiere Pro for the Mac when they had it for the Mac. So that was my first version. Look, we have 100 people watching live. Very, very cool. Lots of thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe over there at the YouTube channel. Let's go over here and just, something that's interesting that's come up. Let me go over here. So this is the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit page. And dates announced, Final Cut Pro community. And if you see tabletop sponsor, creative.space. I'm not sure who that is. Here we are over here, Final Cut TV and Coffee. We've been a sponsor marketing sponsor since 2016. Now, this is new, creative.space, powered by Digital Glue. Tabletop sponsor. NAB show sponsoring, and of course, in association with Apple, tabletop sponsor. That's very cool. That's something new. Not sure who that is. And then the programs over here. So when you first get there, it's coffee and registration, welcome and chat, lunch break. Last year they gave us box lunches, which was very, very cool. Apple Park visit and events, 2 o'clock, starting at 2 o'clock. And then if you want to visit the Apple Park Visitor Center, if I'm not too tired, I'll go do that. I'll go see. Last year I didn't. I was too tired and went back to the hotel. Michael Cioni is first thing in Thursday morning. Now, here's a couple of things. Our friend Jeff Greenberg, Steve Martin, Ian Anderson, Nick Haraz, Mark Spencer, Jen Jager, Daniel Cohn, iPad workflows. I'm not sure who's teaching that. Fitness Plus. Apparently, Fitness Plus uses Final Cut Pro for all their videos. I didn't know that. Look at this. Sam Messman is going to be there speaking on A-Move. That's something new. Westplate's going to be there to be announced. Ian Anderson, Mark Spencer, Tyler Stallman. I watched some of his videos on iPhones, and then in this Q&A with the Final Cut Pro team. Q&A with the Final Cut Pro team, which closes out the event, which is the same thing they did last year. I miss DVD Studio Pro. Hell, I hope they'd have a Blu-ray Studio Pro, but we're all USB flash drives now. I loved making menus, though. It was interesting. I remember those days. I did that quite a bit. Need to convince my friends to upgrade from Premiere and DaVinci to Final Cut Pro. Help me. I like DaVinci, but DaVinci is a very, very cool application, and I use LumaFusion on the iPad. One-time price. $29.99, no subscription, and it's very sophisticated for the iPad. I use the free bundled Avid Capture software on my Power Mac. Wow, that's an old one. To capture animations for stitching. I don't know what the heck that is. Stitching. That's very cool. Very, very cool. We got 100 people watching. Very cool. We like that. I'm just doing screen captures with all this. I own a Mac Studio, Max one. I think I'll wait till Apple have updated all their Mac line and Apple Intelligence mature enough before I do my next editing studio upgrade. That should be running fine. I'm still on an M1 Max MacBook Pro, 16-inch, 64 gigabytes of RAM. I got top CPU, top GPU, whatever the heck they got. Whatever they got, that's fine. Stitching is like creating panorama photos, but with animation frames. Gotcha. I figured it was something like that. So this is exciting. This is exciting. We got we got 30 thumbs up right now. It's fantastic. People watching. 94 people watching live, I presume. 44 on X. It's more than 95 because... Thank you. Because Facebook does not report the amount of live streams, people watching live. For some reason, Facebook doesn't report that, only X and YouTube. And we got 100 between X and YouTube. Absolutely. The way you do that, support me, go over there and subscribe to my YouTube channel, give it a thumbs up like you'd like to. Everybody likes to do that. What do you think the meaning behind the 3D wireframe right-on hello effect in the Mac Mini announcement? You tell us. That's your department. BreadFX. You tell us what's going on there. Plug-in manufacturer. Let me pull this up and see what's going on here. Here we go. What is the killer new feature? Who will surprise you the most? Let's do this. Let's go over here and look at this. Brand new from Philip and Greg, Intelligent Assistants, Caption Animator. Caption Animator. From our good friends, Intelligent Assistants over there, Philip and Greg. You can go to intelligentassistants.com. As a template to convert and optionally animate your captions into titles. Here we go. Closed captions are available anywhere audio is an issue, kind of boring and visibly till blah, blah, blah. So this looks very, very cool. Look, $14.99. $14.99 until December. No subscription. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Available on the Mac App Store. $14.99 until December 30th, till the end of the year. Thank you, Philip and Greg. Look forward to seeing you at the good old Final Pro Creative Summit. Just go to intelligentassistants.com and you can find out, or just search for it on the App Store. We'll just run a little bit of their video. Oh, can't do that. I can't do that. I was going to play that. Never leave Final Cut Pro. Unlimited animation options. Fully customizable. Excellent. Available on the App Store. Let's see what the App Store shows. Here we go. $14.99. Fantastic. Fantastic. Philip and Greg. That looks like a great, great product. So, my sons are with me watching you. Some more people are here than your country. Thank you very much for having them watch. Than your counter, yes. No, I realize that because there you go. You got 2 or 3 people watching from one. I realize that the weird thing is the counter only counts in Ecamm Live. It doesn't count the Facebook Live viewers. When I get done this video, there'll be 200, 300, 400 views in Facebook, but it doesn't report the live views here. Only X and YouTube. Yeah, only $14.99. It's a great price. Not a subscription. It's not a subscription. Thank you, Philip and Greg. Some of their stuff is subscription. It has to be. But not this one. I'm looking into Captionator to replace CapCut for the one and only thing I use it for. Thanks, Philip and Greg. So here's something recently, as there was an article out about CapCut. CapCut has 60 pages, 60 pages, 60 pages of things you have to agree to. 60 pages. I've got the PDFs. I've downloaded them. There's 2 PDFs, TOS, Terms of Service, and EULA, End User License Agreement. And 60 pages of things you have to agree to in order to use CapCut. Under no circumstances am I going to agree to 60 pages of things. I'm not going to agree to that. You're not wrong. I have one client that needs it. I understand. I guess I would set up a dummy account with a dummy email and whatever, but I'm not going to give them permission. They want permission for your contact list. They're not getting the permission for my contact list. If I needed it, and I understand if you need it. That's not the point. I understand that completely. But 60 pages? Come on. LumaFusion has 2 pages, or maybe 2.5 pages, and they never collect your personal data. But I understand it's very, very popular. This is what they do. This is what they do. I'm going to do this real quick while I'm thinking about it. Let me do this. Oh, I got to do this real quick. Just hold on 1 second. There we go. Going to shoot a message over there. So, yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting times. This has been in news some time ago. CapCut presumably used your data for the AI training, if I remember it. It's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. 60 pages? Come on. They could have 1 page that says they're going to use it for AI training. They completely. Why do they need access to your contact list? You're not getting access to my contact list. That's for all of you that are my contacts. Thanks for putting these shows together, Richard, and keeping the community excited about Final Cut Pro. It's because thanks, Gabriel. I appreciate that. It's you people keep watching the shows. My numbers are going up, etc. I'm passionate about Final Cut Pro. I only do things that I'm passionate about at this stage of my life. At this stage of my life, I do things that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about Final Cut Pro, have been almost from the very beginning. I only use CapCut once to upscale SD to some content to 1080p, and you agree to 60 pages of conditions, even if you only used it once. You agreed to that, 60 pages. Do we need AI or ML to do text-based editing? And isn't Apple in that new Mac Mini video implying they are using it for that? They said AI. They didn't say machine learning. They specifically said AI. So, yeah, AI is more advanced than ML, machine learning, from what Philip told me. Philip Hodgetts. Our friend Gabriel says, I'm pretty sure the transcription will be using AI given the release wasn't announced till after macOS received Apple Intelligence yesterday. Correct. So I have 3 Mac OSs on my MacBook Pro. I have a 4 terabyte drive and I have 3 Mac boot volumes. I have Ventura, which is my main volume, Sonoma, which is what we're on right now because I used it for Ecamm Live, and I have a new volume, Sequoia. I just updated that yesterday, and they fixed a bug that was in the original 18. It's now 18.1. So I'll transition over to Sequoia. I really like Sequoia a lot. I never transitioned over to Sonoma that much, but we'll have to see. So we're getting excited. The Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. I know Gabriel's coming. Philip and Greg are going to be there. Brett from Brett FX is going to be there. And a bunch of my other friends now. Brad Olson's going to be there. A lot of our Final Cut Pro friends, plus the Final Cut Pro team. Plus, we get to go to the Spaceship Campus. Let me just pull this up. So I'm going to pull this up real quick before I forget it. So I have the countdown to the 2024 Final Cut Pro Creative Summit over there at fcpx.tv. Right at the top of the page, send your requests, bug reports, or feedback to the Final Cut Pro team. Here is a link. You go right to the Final Cut Pro feedback page, right at the top of my fcpx.tv. This is the longest running Final Cut Pro website in the world. This has been out for 13 years now. But anyway, fcpx.tv, it's easy to remember. Countdown to the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit, 14 days, 20 hours, 25 minutes, 25, 24, 23. So bookmark the page. So there's all kind of things here. There's the actual graphic there. There's the back of the Juniper Hotel. Juniper Lobby will be accumulating in the Juniper Lobby. At the Expo nights, they have a bar and a restaurant in the Juniper, so I'm sure a lot of us will be congregating there after hours. This is the schedule. Here's the bus going to the Apple campus, Apple Spaceship Campus. Here is the Apple Park. It's an amazing building. When you get there and you look up, I think is it a quarter mile around or a mile around? It's a gigantic building. Beautiful, beautiful building. This picture is the 2 Bill Davises. The Bill Davis on the left is from the Final Cut Pro team, and the Bill Davis on the right is a longtime Final Cut Pro enthusiast. We've had him on the show many, many times. And I got permission. This is inside of Apple Spaceship Campus. I got permission from Bill Davis. Can I please get a picture of the 2 Bill Davises together? Because I've never had proof that you guys exist outside of each other. And he said yes, so I took the picture. So I took the picture. Bill Davis 1 and 2. There's the Apple Park Visitors Center. This is one of the classic sessions from the Creative Summit. This one is tips and tricks, networking. Here's an interview I did with Mark Spencer. I just put short clips up with Mark Spencer at the Creative Summit Expo Night last year. And this is important. If you're going to go, get 15% off. Use FCP Radio. Oh, I don't know what the heck's going on there. So if you click on that link, it takes you right to the ticket, and you can see it's $509.15 instead of $599. So just go to fcpx.tv and you can see that. This new way of working with AI makes me confused. I can't imagine an editing session with text commands. So strange way of working. I will be old-fashioned video maker. So Stefano, here's how I use text-based editing in DaVinci Resolve. I'll put in an hour-long or 2-hour-long video, let it transcribe, and then instead of watching the entire video and pulling out clips, I get a transcript of the video, and I can just select the transcript of paragraphs that I want, press a key command, and it'll drop that clip in the timeline. It's much, much quicker for long-form audio and video than listening to it in real time. Much, much better, much better. We want to give accolades to the Final Cut Pro team. They watch these live stream, of course. We know that. We got a call from somebody over there earlier, so that's very cool. But anyway, just like editing text in a word processing document, except the associating video and audio moves around with the words, sentences, and paragraphs. That's exactly right. Resolve does a great job of that. They do a great job. They've had it for a year, something like that. So this is the code you want to use, FCP Radio TV. You get 15% off, almost $100. Almost $100. So we also have a private Final Cut Pro Facebook group for attendees of the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. If you want to make arrangements to go to dinner, if you want to get an Uber ride to go somewhere, if you want to meet up in the bar, it's a private group. It's a small group of people. You can't see what's posted unless you join the group. You have to request to join. This is not about, it's about the Creative Summit specifically, but it's for people that are going to the Creative Summit. So you can click on that link there and go there. I have a Final Cut. Here's our friend Ben Kozic over there at FMC. I've interviewed him before. And like I said, I want to thank Ben Kozic and everybody at FMC and Apple and the Final Cut Pro Apps team for putting this Creative Summit on. It's a great event. I absolutely recommend, if you can possibly go there. If you can't, I'll be reporting live from there. I'll be doing some live streams. I'll be filming the whole time I'm there, pretty much, when I'm not sleeping and not eating. What, did I miss something? When was text-based editing for Final Cut Pro announced or leaked? We haven't seen any evidence of text-based editing. We've only seen evidence of captions, of auto captions or transcribed captions, and a magnetic mask so far. They announced it at the Mac Mini video today. Apple showed a new version of Final Cut in the Mac Mini video on YouTube. They showed a new version. They said upcoming version of Final Cut Pro, upcoming version. So upcoming means 2 weeks at the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. I'm saying it's going to be Final Cut Pro 11. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I'm saying. Been saying it for a while. Thank you, Richard and Gabriel. Saw some AI tools used with images or videos that you can write what you need, and it does it, add filters, creating an image, a new way of working is coming. And it doesn't replace your old way of editing and working. It's just an enhancement. If you want to learn that, that's very, very cool. I like text-based editing a lot. We have the new thing from Philip and Greg over there, Intelligent Assistants, animating video captions. Where is that? I'll pull it up one more time for them. Here we go. Pull it up one more time for our friends over there, Philip and Greg. So I can't play the video. Never leave Final Cut Pro. Unlimited animation options, fully customizable. And there's help. Let's go over there, Intelligent Assistants. Look, let's go look at $14.99 on the App Store. There you go. Until December, till the end of the year. It's a good price. It's a great price. No subscription. No subscription. That's the best part. Final Cut Pro team, listen to that. No subscription. Text-based editing can sound confusing, but when you see it, you realize it's a fantastic idea. Absolutely. I just arrived. Their list of new products. Is it presented today? It's just, they said, Apple officially said there's an updated version of Final Cut Pro coming out. Now, common sense tells you it's coming out at the Creative Summit when we talk with the Final Cut Pro team. So we only seen two things: auto captioning in Final Cut Pro, and magnetic mask. Have to wait and see. 2 weeks we have to wait. Our friend Gabriel, my dream has been that Final Cut Pro 11 comes with a roles-based mixer and the marketing tagline, crank it to 11. There you go. Absolutely. Roles-based mixer would be phenomenal. Possibly 11, maybe 10.9, unlikely 10.8.2. That would be ridiculous to have 10.8.2 because it's going to have big features, I presume. So we've already seen two. Logic Pro jumped from 10.8 to 11. You mean to tell me the Final Cut Pro can't make that same jump from 10.8 to 11? I think it can. It doesn't really make that much difference, but I just think it's going to be 11, Final Cut Pro 11. What is the best resource, in your opinion, for finding talented Final Cut Pro editors to hire for my production company? Boy, social media. Maybe there's a couple of, I don't know. I'm not looking for a job, so I don't know, to be honest with you. Social media, maybe there's some websites specifically. There you go. Gabriel Spalding. Contact Gabriel. HDR HLG in the current version of Final Cut Pro with Sonoma appears dark. Will they fix this issue? Hopefully they will. Send your report in to the Final Cut Pro team. They can't fix things that they don't know about. They can't fix things that they don't know about. The more reports they get, the higher it gets on the priority list. Now, some things they know about for sure, and they've been working on them. I'm looking for a job. I only have one client. There you go. There's two people that said that can work for you. Hopefully they can work remotely. That would be very cool. So it looks like this is the version of Final Cut TV that we talked about. Final Cut TV right there. We're here every Saturday morning between 10 and noon. I usually make the announcement on Saturday morning. We'll be here this Saturday. Look, they announced the iMac yesterday. They announced the Mac Mini Pro with Thunderbolt 5. This is the first Mac announcement with Thunderbolt 5. I'm excited about Thunderbolt 5. I was hoping they would incorporate it, and they have on the Mac Mini Pro. It's going to have to be on the MacBook Pro. This MacBook Pro, if it's got Thunderbolt 5 and a bunch of other stuff, I guess I'm going to have to buy one. But of course, there's not that many Thunderbolt 5 SSDs yet. There we go. Just done. There you go. So tomorrow or Thursday, tomorrow's Wednesday or Thursday. See, there's a lot of people that need work. They're looking for work. There's another one also raising his hand there. Watch this video back once we finish, and you'll have the people there. So I don't mind people coming on this live stream and saying they're looking for work, putting their information up there. Absolutely. That's fine. This is about the Final Cut Pro community. Worldwide, we have people watching worldwide. We have every Saturday watching worldwide. People watching worldwide right now. It's all about Final Cut Pro. It's about you. It's about talking to the Final Cut Pro team, because they do watch this. We got a phone call at the beginning of the show talking about certain things. Let me get my microphone back. My microphone's right here, just out of sight. It's a Neumann TLM 103, which is a really good studio microphone. But I don't need a big arm coming out from all over the place. And no, it's right here. It sounds good. It's just out of sight. That's the way I have mine set up. So will they show Final Cut Pro again for the MacBook Pro? Maybe. That'll be tomorrow or Thursday. They'll make the announcement. I think they're doing 4 this week. Maybe they're only doing 3, but I thought they were doing 4 and announcing 4 Macs. So what the 4th Mac is going to be, Mac Studio. They've got the iMac, they got the Mac Mini and the Mac Mini Pro. Tomorrow might be the 16-inch MacBook Pro, which I hope it will be. I'll look at that. I'm not going to buy one on day one. I don't need one on day one. But at some point, if it's got Thunderbolt 5 and some other neat features, Thunderbolt 5 is a big selling point for me. CapCut has a lot of Final Cut Pro in it. Yeah, these NLEs copy each other, that's for sure. These NLEs copy each other. Fantastic. So if there's another showing of Final Cut Pro tomorrow at the Apple on the Apple Video for the MacBook Pro, what's the other? It's not going to be the Mac Pro. There are 3 or 4 Macs this week. There's at least 3, so tomorrow will be the MacBook Pro, probably. The Mac Studio, are they going to update the Mac Studio to M4 this week? Don't know. I don't think the Mac Pro is going to be out this week. Who knows? Who in the heck knows? MacBook Pro, very, very likely. MacBook Pro, very, very likely tomorrow. If they show a new version of Final Cut Pro on it, is anything new besides what we saw today? Well, between now and the Creative Summit in 2 weeks, there might be some more information that comes out about the new version of Final Cut. They just said today it's an upcoming version of Final Cut. Very cool. All right, I'm going to get on out of here. Saturday, if not tomorrow, if there's something exciting in the MacBook Pro tomorrow, I'll come back on for a little while. I'm providing you opportunity to comment. People like to talk about Final Cut. That's what I'm doing here. The Final Cut Pro team, thank you. I know you watched the live stream. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Fantastic. This is not a surprise, but it's nice for confirmation. It's nice to have the confirmation. So we got confirmation. Thank you, Richard, for your time, and thanks to the Final Cut Pro team. Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to everybody watching Final Cut TV and Coffee Saturday between 10 and 12. I'm not sure what time. Probably 12 this week. We'll have to see. Unless there's a big announcement tomorrow. If they show Final Cut Pro on the MacBook Pro again to tomorrow, I might come back on for a short period of time just so we can talk about it. That's what this is. That's what this is. It's our friend Sean Beckner says, thank you, Richard. Absolutely. Yeah, well, there's always going to be, the competition is good in NLEs, isn't it? Competition is absolutely good in the NLEs. Support me, buymeacoffee.com. Richard Taylor over there. It's appreciated. That's where you can, let me just put this up one more time. Put the link up there in the comments. There you go. I presume the link's live, isn't it? Yeah, it's live. You can click on that link in the comments to buy me a coffee if you care to. I will be giving a shout out to everybody that bought me a coffee at the Creative Summit. When I buy a coffee, when I get a hamburger and fries from Habit and other places, I appreciate the support. Final Cut TV will be back again Saturday, if not before. Final Cut Pro Creator Summit in 2 weeks. Maybe we're going to see Final Cut Pro 11. We're most certainly going to see a new version of Final Cut between now and the Creator Summit. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to get out of here for today. Thanks each and every one of you for tuning in. We've got over 100 people watching live today. Lots of good old thumbs up. You're the best. You are absolutely the best. Final Cut Pro audience, live audience, anywhere. It exists anywhere. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you next Saturday. Final Cut TV and Coffee. Thanks everybody for tuning in. My name's Richard Taylor, and I'll talk to you next time.